The two biggest places around here was Main Street and Henderson.
Henderson's a big deal, yes.
Henderson had so much, and then isn't it right where Pleasant Valley, or by it, there was a Newman's grocery store?
Yeah, there was some kind of big grocery store.
My stepdad told me a story. Whenever they were teenagers, they would get on the top of that grocery store because one of their buddies worked there, and they would get there and they would get cartons of eggs,
And just
and they would just because they were kids being kids, they were just kind of toss them off the roof at people.
Because West Virginia as a whole is the only state losing population, and you never really think about it until you're driving down Point Pleasant and you see a whole bunch of empty buildings. And that's when it hits you, we need to step up. In 10 years, where do you think you're going to be? I think I'm still going to be on Main Street shopping, and I feel like there's going to be tons of more people on Main Street shopping, and that's where I want to be, because our Main Street is too beautiful. Not even just our Main Street, whole Point Pleasant is just too beautiful, too historical, and such a melting pot of cultures that come there. Whenever we have our battle days, you have lots of different people coming. Our Mothman Festival hosts 10,000 a year, which is insane. And that's why I feel like our community is such a melting pot. I would hate to see that be either exploited in a way that makes us look bad, or to be a way that kills our economy, or we just don't use it to our advantage anymore.
It's the fact of when tragedy strikes, if you remember, the Smith family house burnt down. Bryce Smith passed away, as well as his sister. And I remember, my family directly, I grew up with them all the way through school, and it was a house fire, so they lost pictures, cards, everything. And there was a thing just done by the community. They didn't even ask for it, but people brought pictures and photos and notes and yearbooks and everything they had of those kids. That way their parents had something of them. And the fact that no matter what, we are going to be together. We are going to be a community. We will fight for every last inch for anyone in here.
My favorite story I have about West Virginia is I was probably about 6 or 8. Well, it was my whole life, but I can distinctly remember when I was around 6 or 8, and we would park in the middle of the road off to the side, and we'd watch the regatta fireworks go off. And we would sit in the back of either a truck or a car, and it'd be me, my 2 sisters, my mom, my dad, my cousins. There's 12 of us crammed back there, and we would watch the fireworks with snacks. And to think back on those times, you see Route 2 just flooded with cars from all the way from the ramp that goes into the Galapagos Ferry.
Oh, from
all
whenever
the way
they did
across the
fireworks.
Bridge. Yeah, and you see Twindowee, which is a really historical state park where 2 rivers meet. And 2 waters meet, and it's crazy to see that that's whole full. Main Street is packed, the riverfront's packed, people are sitting in their cars, people are over in Henderson, people are parked all over Point Pleasant just to watch these fireworks. And then what do they do before the fireworks? We go to the regatta and we eat the most greasiest food ever, and you live the American dream of walking down Point Pleasant Main Street, and you see people from all generations coming out, from old to young. And we really do try to make Point Pleasant a place that can grow. And those moments like that people come from out of state or out of the county or even out of the town. Because like I said, I'm not from Point Pleasant, and I sit there and I get to watch the Point Pleasant fireworks for 4th of July. And I remember that, and I remember just knowing that I always thought that I'm never going to leave this place. And if I do leave, my kids are coming back to watch those fireworks. They are 110% coming back to watch those fireworks, because that's a place in my heart. That's a place that I can remember sitting on the side of the road with my blankets, with blue and red hair extensions in my hair, and watching that light up and watching the fireworks with my family, and just being like, wow, this is incredible. There's so many people here, and I loved it.